10 of them, with one hiding within the brush, which the 2 Jedi sense, but sadly you don't see him, Jack. And all of them have white hair.
I'm gonna assume that that's kind of my hint about what they look like enough.
If you don't stop me, I'm gonna murder them.
Or of your children, then? Jack says, raising his arms up so they're visible.
Hey, Ash.
Yes.
The one high in the brush, where is it in relation to the others?
They are behind the others.
Oh.
Essentially. Like, basically watching you. With a
Do
mask,
they have any
unlike the
kind of
others who are fully
distinguished
unmasked.
marks on their clothes? Some kind of symbol or anything?
Yes. Let's see. Would your memory be that good? What could you roll for memory? Well, I think we had the discussion before.
Depending on, I guess, what it is, but all my intros are probably gonna be 2 greens, so it doesn't matter that much.
I would like you to roll... What's that? Okay. Would you roll... Cool. In other words, you're going to keep your cool and try looking at marks as you can hear him say, "Halt, invaders."
Well then. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
you
raise
got
my hands, and since I don't
defenses.
recognize it, I'm just gonna say, we mean you
don't
no
recognize
harm.
You don't recognize the particular markings. However, you do recognize they are not a warlike tribe. Because their markings seem to be hunters' markings. You can see like the slight glow in them from the bioluminescence. They're meant to blend in with the surroundings. Unlike warlike, which would be war paint style.
In that case, I'm gonna very gently with one of my arms reach behind my back so they can clearly see what I'm doing very slowly, and I'm gonna take out my long white hair, because that's a sign for hunters.
They all lower their weapons and go, "Sister, what are you doing with the invaders?"
I do not lower mine.
Of course, then, if you don't lower yours and if several of them are keeping a weapon on you.
Astrid, that's fine, lower your gun, slowly.
I don't have my weapons drawn yet.
What do you mean, invaders? We're not... If you mean those people up in the sky, we're not with them.
You say that, but you bring one clad in iron, like the history speaks of.
Yes, she is
Yeah,
like
that's
those
why
people. She's a
Astrid's not.
Mandalorian, but she is different. She's not like those that attacked the world.
Actually, Astrid, would you like to roll warfare a second?
Yeah, that's why Astrid's not lowering her weapon. She knows these people don't like her, and they don't. Gonna cause an issue.
Okay. Astrid, you can take a look at their armor. Like, this is not prior tribal armor. Their weapons aren't exactly tribal, they're blasters. It seems like things have changed, because what armor they're wearing seems to be forged of Mandalorian iron.
Yeah, that's not putting Astrid in a good mood, because that's basically like, oh yeah, I killed your people, and like, are now wearing their armor, which is a huge insult to Mandalorians. Astrid's still extremely tense and doesn't really make a move to lower her weapon.
Jack Rowe,
They're gonna
piloting
look
wife.
towards you. Yes, Jack, quickly.
Oh, I already typed it. That was a whisper term.
Okay.
But I can just say it over and whisper, Astrid, put your gun down. I can draw and blast at something.
Astrid seems to be shaking a bit, kind of debating whether or not to put her gun down. Like, all of her instincts say don't, but...
Astrid, saw me in the duel. Trust me.
We'll be fine.
She lets out a huff and throws her weapon down. Well, doesn't throw it down, but like, suddenly drops it.
Fair enough. The others have their spears still out ready, just with your people, but They look back towards the figure in the cloak in the background, and she nods, and they look back to the sister. Explain to Cora.
Well, where should I begin? It's a long story.
First, explain if these people are allies or not.
While they are different from us, you can tell that much yourself. They mean us no harm. They are my allies. I trust them.
They wait for a moment, then look back towards you, Cora. It says, you bear no markings. What of clan you are from? Tribe.
What tribe are you from?
Yes.
Well, we used to be hunters, about 50 or so of us. We used to make camps on the east end of the jungle near the river, but that was more than 300 years ago. I'm not sure the clan exists anymore. We were enslaved.
300. They look a bit confused, but then you hear a more feminine voice speak up and says, tell us your name.
Cora.
Your full name.
Korax.
You can see a few whispers here and there, and it goes, I see. You are hunters like we are. She nods towards her companion's wall and then slips into the underbrush as they motion for all of you to pick up your weapons. Come with us.
And I'm gonna follow.
Of course, they motion to all of you as well, so they're allowing you to pick up your weapons.
Oh, my blaster never left my hands.
Mine just remain.
It wasn't
Mine just remain
pointed at
holstered.
them, but it was still ready. Like,
Neither of my blasters has been unholstered.
I mean, the only
Okay.
weapon I carry that is like super obvious is the blaster on the leg.
I am actually fully surprised Jack didn't just do, you know, cowboy style instant draw, bang, 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 bang.
I mean, you're assuming that both of us weren't, you know, waiting to
That
quick
was
draw
me
weapons and
and
attack in
Sibby's
case
plan.
of shit.
We both have quick draw. What I was doing was a mental calculation. I can take down 2 in the first split second. Sibby can take down another 2. That leaves 6. 4 I can probably go for 1. Astrid
Actually, I
can get down.
have
was
quick
doing
draw as
maths.
well. It's kind of part of the Taru Striker, so...
Yeah.
I have quick draw because I have magnetic tether on 2 of my
So,
weapons.
yes, Ash, I was holding off because, you know, talking is the better one rather than being surrounded by 10 people with blasters. I was very much prepared the second I even blinked wrong to just free the shit out of them.
Think of it this way, not counting Astrid, we're basically monks. We're all considered armed at any given time because of quick draw.
Right then, so you head towards the home of the tribe. As you're traveling, you may ask questions, but soon enough you reach a small river, and they motion you onto what appear to be boats of some kind. They hold glowing blue lanterns.
May I ask, what
You
is
get
your
on?
tribe's name?
Oh, 1 second, the music stopped. We are the Wajora.
Do I remember them?
Yes, they were basically another hunting tribe near your own. Hence why they probably recognized your name.
But they were not enslaved.
No. Because there was a very good reason for that. Their home is rather unique.
I'm gonna ask them about it, because, well... Sure, it was a long time ago, but maybe they keep records of what happened.
Oh, about how they avoided slavery?
Yeah.
Our home is very well defended. As he does that, he pushes aside basically a branch of a tree, and before you, you see the home of Wajura tribe. The large, towering tree has a canopy that stops ships from landing nearby, and the deep river that surrounds it stops basically ground troops from getting near. So they were very well defended, unlike your own tribe.
Yeah, we were more nomadic, so...
Yes. You guys moved from place to place while these people have a home within this giant tree.
Literally wooders in space.
Is that your
Yeah,
way
well,
of
giant-
confirming
Don't
that you
try
have
to
a boner,
fuck any of
Sibby?
them, Sibby.
I'll have you know, Teaser's a perfectly wholesome character.
Yes, there's no random
some of
fuck-
I wasn't
Filled,
talking
sure.
about teaser. I was talking about you.
But I'm not in the game.
Don't start humping the screen, Sibby.
As you're travelling, the hooded figure's peering back towards you now and again. He's in a totally different boat than you are.
Teaser will just smile gently back.
She's looking towards Tizza, a bit confused clearly by how you look.
Are we close enough to talk?
Teaser gives a one-sided smile and just like briefly lifts the blindfold so that they can see she has no eye sockets or eyes for that matter.
You can see that your driver takes a few steps back, almost off the edge, but he stops himself. It's like, what?
She's a different type of species from us. Her kind do not have eyes. They see through the force.
They wait for a moment and go, we see.
Is that
Which
a
is
joke?
weird, Cora, because the one who spoke said that, yes, one in a cloak. You can't see her smiling, but you assume she is.
Hey Ash,
Yeah?
It's weird
if
that
these
they say
people-
we see because they also.
Yeah, I thought
don't
that was
have
a joke or
eyes.
something.
I was about to say, actually, what do they look like in the Force?
They look almost exactly like Cora. Not in the clone sort of way, since they all have different faces. They don't look anything like Cora herself. They just have her features, like the white hair and stuff. They're clearly part of the same species.
Wait, what does that have to do with how they look in the Force?
But, well, it's the same way. I mentioned before when you looked at Cora in the Force that it
so
wasn't
just
exactly.
like they're the same species.
Yes.
As in, all of them are some kind of near human, but they're the same kind of near human.
Yes. Like, the way the Force flows through them is a bit different than normal.
Wait, did the Force flow through this entire planet, sort of like it does on Xeris?
Sort of, yes, but there's no central to it. It is literally
Right.
hasn't
It's
been
just-
grown from single plant.
It's more like a wild thing then?
Yes, it's more of
Okay.
a wild.
Yeah.
That's why on Xeris the plants were much more dangerous than the wildlife, you know?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
basically the plant gave birth to everything.
Mm-hmm. As you're moving up towards the home of Wajoha, they look down towards you and say, you mentioned before that you have been away for some time.
Yes. Almost
How was this?
over 300 years.
How is this possible? Why we know that we are longer lived than some other races. We do not live for that long.
When my tribe was enslaved, they ran some kind of experiment on all of us. Many of my tribe died from the experiments. Others survived and had strange side effects. It seems that that has somehow affected my longevity.
I see. The hooded figure looks ahead as you come towards the dock, which she steps off immediately and doesn't even wait as she walks away. But others next to you basically help you off onto the dock. So, why did you come back here? One of the drivers inquisitively asks.
You couldn't have missed the fact that there's, well, a giant ship and smaller ships up in the skies, correct?
The invaders.
Yes. Well, I believe we know why they're here. and we're trying to settle the get information related to that, and hopefully get rid of them.
I see.
I also wanted to, well, remember some things. It's been a long while and my memory is not reliable.
It is good to have you come back to the family, sister.
Thank you.
And I assume, brother, he looks towards Kai and he nods. And Kai does lean towards you and say, what's with all this brother and sister stuff? And, well, you know for quite well that each tribe considers themselves a family.
Yeah.
So the head of the tribe is called
this is a
mother or
death world.
father.
If you can't fight and rely on the people around you, you can't survive. That is why everybody becomes family here. That is why everybody is so close. Because every day, death is just a second away. And it's important to trust the people around you with everything you have. So naturally they form very strong bonds.
You know what? I'm gonna take a detour and just, like, for the heck of it and on a lark, try to see if I can find something that out of which I can actually fashion the circuitry for my second saber.
Fair enough.
You want me to roll something?
Sense. I would say sense or perception, either one.
Is it one you prefer me to roll?
Either one.
Fuck it, I was gonna roll perception.
Right then. As you're walking around the market, you can see a small device. It's a sort of power regulator, and you can sense like, this would make a very good circuitry for your lightsaber. A bit of tweaking and it would be perfect, since it's about the same shape as a lightsaber.
Huh. Cool. I walk over to whoever has it. Like, is it something they're selling, or is it just a random item somewhere?
You can see a large man with a rather bushy mustache and a bald head, unlike most people there. In fact, his bald head stands out like a gleaming icon with all these people with long hair.
What a chromed dome.
Yeah,
Stand
exactly.
behind Brom.
Stand behind Brom. If you think of Brom, that's probably how he looks, since he's got blue tattoos as well.
Just big, burly mustache.
This
Slightly
lightsaber component
laughing,
has been
and, like,
passed down the Armstrong line.
From
for
the
generations.
Basically an air of, if at first you don't succeed, tell me what it is like.
Welcome. Is there anything you like?
Greetings. Yes, I'm. What was the item you said, Ash? Originally, like a power source.
A power regulator.
Oh yeah. Yes, I noticed you have this, and she points to the power regulator.
Ah, yes. The Astridonian traders that came about left this here. Decided to move it on, but as you can see, not many use powered objects here. But outsiders like you may want it.
Plus, it's a somewhat odd circuitry, but it may work for something I'm working on.
Ah, so you do want it. Perfect. What would you like?
Wait, what?
It's like basically he's asking, what would you trade for it?
Oh. This looks at him sort of like with a oh shit look, and then like, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know what you usually trade in.
Useful things. Furs for clothes, clothing, blankets, anything of use. Of course, since you're an outsider, I could accept credits.
What about armor?
Armor.
Not like that. And she points to Astrid's Mandalorian armor, but more slim, fitting close to the body, easy to move in.
I would like to see it.
Very well. Just one moment. Caesar walks back. Wait, the ship is locked. Fuck. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like okay. So I'm just gonna flip a light up on like, oh, you look. I happen to bring the where is
Armor.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
called a Mark 45 half vest, which essentially is a very lightweight piece of armor. But the flip side is that it actually protects you from critical hits until it is destroyed. It's basically like light plating.
He's gonna like pick it up and like tug at it a bit and check it out. He's like, this may not fit me, but my daughter would like it.
Market value about 500 credits, just for reference.
He goes, this is a fine armor. He's going to put the power regulator in front of you, but you can see him also looking around for other things. You see him take out, it's like, yes. Here, you can see what appears to be a shard of metal, and he also puts down a small lantern in front of you, one of the blue ones. These are some of my finest objects. These are fair trade.
Wait, I'm confused. Is he offering me that in addition to the regulator?
Yeah, instead,
Oh.
even when you just said, yeah, I'll trade this for that, he's like, no, that's not fair. Here you go. Since you are with one of my sisters, you must have a fair trade.
Caesar first raises her eyebrows and then smiles and then bows rather deeply. You're very generous, Master Merchant.
Do not worry. I am but a man who came across some objects. Anyone can set up within this place with items of interest.
I suppose that is true. Very well. Caesar reaches out a hand. She has no idea what they do here for agreeing on things, but she basically reaches out a hand and then just says, "Bargain struck."
Basically, he looks there, and since you got your hand open and towards me, he goes, you know the warrior's greeting as well. And he basically puts his arm, the arm shape.
So he does a warrior grip, like grasping each other's forearm. Okay,
Yeah, so
fair
it's
enough.
like that.
Caesar
You
says,
see-
"Oh yeah," and they just follow suit.
Yeah, you've seen Cora also do this before, oddly enough.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Well, you're heading towards the Queen. Do you head all there then? I mean Queen, I mean Mother.
All women are queens, Ash.
Presumably.
Alright then.
No,
As
all women
you-
are thoughts.
The thoughts.
Breathe shield.
As you enter into what appears to be near the center of the tree, for all this time, you never seen any actual wood parts, mainly just thick bark. In fact, that's what the entire area is made out of. It seems like these trees have such thick bark that the actual wood part is so near the middle. And before you, on what appears to be, well, essentially a throne, it's a woman you may recognize.
Aura.
No.
It's
The
my
thing
mum.
is, as you look... oh my god.
No, I
what
recognize
was
it
here?
because that's the picture that I was going to use.
Oh.
Hello, Mrs. Dibler.
Hello, Mr. Devil. But yeah, essentially, you can tell, even from the eyes part, is that this is the same cloaked woman you met before.
Yep. I'm gonna give a respectful bow and immediately open the conversation with, I full-heartedly apologize. My companions meant no offense, and I'm sure that they will continue to mean no offense as this conversation continues. They are simply not aware of our customs and way of life. I hope that you will be lenient with them.
She nods. It's like,
I'm scowling at her.
Caesar
Yeah.
just bows in a typical Jedi way.
Die, man.
do not worry. We have interacted with the outsiders for a while now.
Yes, I noticed that in the marketplace you are trading with materials and items that I do not remember us having before.
Yes, though according to some, you claim to be from hundreds years past.
Yes, I would assume so. Some might say 300 to be exact. She chuckles a little nervously.
I see. You do not appear to be lying. Interesting. I am Valax, the matriarch of this tribe.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Like I said, my name is Cora. Well, Korax.
She nods. Yes, we are from the same. Well, my ancestors were from your tribe, apparently.
So, some
You
of
can
my
actually
tribemen
tell.
survived.
He nods. That is correct. That is, in fact, where you recognize is where the same naming convention of her name and your name coincide. Balrax and Korax.
Please tell me what happened to our tribe.
The tribe... There are some that claim to be who they once were, but they are no longer the people you may remember. The remaining tribesmen of what were my ancestors were recorded on scattering to the winds. So, your people are everywhere. We are one big family, after all.
I see. Have you met any others who have, well, strange abilities, like me, for instance? I did tell you that apparently they affected my longevity. Have any of the others exhibited any strange abilities as well?
She shakes her head. If it was known, I would tell you. There have been strangeness before, but with the arrival of some, I believe they called themselves Jedi. In years past, they explained that such occurrences were of the Force.
After the Mandalorians were driven back, the invaders, what happened? What happened to the world?
Yes, the Mandalorian. She actually looks towards Astrid right now. Even now, she glares at me despite what her people did. Though she doesn't have a hint of, well, anger or distress. It's more like, I wonder why she's scowling, like more interest.
That's
like,
just
weird.
a common trait for them. They're always scowling and angry.
I see.
He's now scowling at you because you obviously do not understand why Astrid is reacting the way that
Oh, she understands.
is.
She just doesn't approve of it.
I mean, she's a
Well-
darling to me.
Yes. I don't like the fact that you're concerned that you're deep in enemy territory and could possibly be killed at any moment. That's unreasonable to be angry because of that.
Hey, I'm gonna point again to the fact that I was on a Mandalorian ship and I fought for the Republic, killing hundreds of Mandalorians.
Yeah, and they weren't hostile towards you.
Because they didn't know who I am.
That
They
being
don't
said,
care.
she
These people obviously do care.
She motions for a moment and goes, after who they came for left, well, apparently they did not need to stay.
So,
I'm sorry. After who came for?
These are only legends and speculations. However, stories are kept in well ordered. Even hundreds of years, they still speak of a robed man, clad in an iron mask like those of the invaders. Him and the others came here.
so the
And once they left-
The Mandalorians attacked our world because they were looking for someone.
He nods. And once they left on their ship, so did the Mandalorians. Still,
This individual who came here, do you know what he was searching for?
they apparently found what they were searching for. Though, the records of such a thing are unknown. It may have been within the ruins.
Incidentally, the ruins you speak of, have you explored them? Do you know if that's where my tribe was being kept?
The place was well known, even in your time, for where people vanished, Cora.
then that's where we need to go.
That's maybe so, but it is likely not safe.
Well, luckily we have a very angry and twitchy Mandalorian with us.
He chuckles. Yes,
Astrid's
they are
mood
fierce
is getting
fighters.
progressively worse.
She actually looks towards Astrid and goes, I have to wonder, why do you scowl at me so?
How do I know you're not gonna kill me? You obviously don't like my kind.
Why would I kill you?
We were at war, weren't we? Aren't we?
To hold such petty grudges within the place where we grow up would be a poor choice. If we were to hold such grudges against Mandalorians, we would have to hold them against other tribes. Eventually, there would be none of us left. What happened in the past happened in the past. We are far more ready for any invaders this time. However, it seems like the latest batch come with a ship much larger than any of the Mandalorians dared to bring.
That is correct.
These are not.
And they're not
Right.
related to Mandalorians.
Oh, I know. As mentioned, we have traders coming now and again. We know of the outside world, of the Sith, of the Republic, and of the fate of the Mandalorians. So, do not think of us as keeping a grudge against you. After all, we have already learned that you were punished for what you had done. That is good enough for us.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Yes, on the building, collateral damage.
Fuck collateral damage, I'm an giant-ass robot!